Welcome to Recouped the podcast, where we uncover the depths of sustainability and its impact on the world.
We're your hosts, Vicky
and Michelle.
And together we'll explore what it means to live more sustainably.
All right. Yeah. Vicky, did you know that I once fell prey to the mom guilt and shame?
What happened?
Well, like I just said about cloth diapers.
Oh, yeah. I know about cloth
back in the
diapers
day.
too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Becoming a new mom.
Mm-hmm.
All the things.
Mm-hmm.
The BPA, free this.
Yes.
What bottles are you going to use?
Correct.
Are you going to breastfeed?
Yes.
That feeling.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Because all you really have to do to be a good mom is make sure your kid is fed.
Yeah. Right?
Really.
They're fed.
Yeah.
And they're warm.
And you're happy. When I learned that you need to take care of yourself first before you take care of your baby, that changed the game for me. And I think that's kind of the same way with sustainability.
Yeah.
Because you can't feel bad about it. We have such a short life.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing we can do.
And there's not like a rule. Okay, actually, there are rules. But that's where the constraint comes in, where there are these rules, but it doesn't actually fit for your life, right? Yeah. Like you said, cloth diapers. At a certain point, you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, yes, it is great for the world.
Yeah.
But I was a nanny, too, for a long time, and we did cloth diapers at the very beginning of time, and we tried. This shit was not easy. It was not clean.
Mm-hmm.
It was not...
It's time consuming.
It's
like an extra chore and task on something that's already so hard, taking care of another human. Yeah.
And then people making you feel bad because you weren't...
The convenience, of regular disposable diapers. It is a game changer. But I did feel bad. Yeah, I did feel bad about it.
I'm sorry that people
I don't anymore.
you.
I'm very brand loyal to Huggies. I will say. And I've had 3 kids in Huggies. No bad diaper rashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you found your way.
Those are those things you make.
Feel bad.
I guess almost like a sacrifice of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep using Huggies.
Yeah.
But
because that's what works for you and your family.
Make it work somewhere else.
Yeah.
To be more intentional. But I'm certainly not going to shame other people.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
So for you, you're willing to not have to scoop the poop literally into the toilet and then have to wash.
What my mom said when she had us in cloth diapers is that my dad built a little bathroom with like a sink off to the side of their house. And she had a bucket with the bleach in it and stuff. Yeah. And she would, that was her little workstation of poop and cloth diapers into the washing machine. And it sounds disgusting.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work for a mom.
It is.
I'm sorry that you dealt with that. I know the struggles of cloth diapering and that it's difficult and it is not fun. I totally get it. And I'm really sorry that people shamed you and made you feel like you weren't doing the best, not only for your kid, but for the world and blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah. And you know what? A lot of people who do cloth diapers now use a service.
I have heard of that. Which is neat.
Yeah.
But for you, you're beyond that now.
Yeah.
So. Oh, you know what? It sucks. It doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
I'm glad for you that you have found another way. So if you're not doing cloth diapers, yes, you are using Huggies, but in your life, you are finding other ways, not buying water bottles and using the washer tablets for the laundry and using the those tablets or those liquid refills for your cleaning supplies and all that other stuff. You found other ways that you could do that.
Yeah. And being intentional.
Yeah.
Learning about it.
Yeah. Dang.
I guess.
I think that's really hard because it's so discouraging when people make you feel bad.
But then I think it also goes along with when something sustainable becomes a trend, like the straws or the K-cups, the reusable K-cups, like we talked about. Or so then when it's a trend, then it becomes a shameable topic. Oh,
yeah. I see what you're saying.
So, or like the Stanley cups is a trend right now.
It is.
How many of those are going to end up in the waste?
I don't know.
That's a good one. We should figure that out.
I have to tell you the truth. I have one.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy it. Someone bought it for me as a gift.
The basic white bitch over here, do not have one.
I was gifted.
I won't.
I was gifted one by a friend who totally stands by it. They are a delight. Thank you, friend, for buying it for me. But I have to tell you all the truth. I'm not trying to be like Bran, but Hydro Flask
is your brand.
Fucking kills.
Yeah.
The ice does not. I've tested it. Mm-hmm. Double whammy. Anyhow, we love
it's
that.
Great. Reusable.
Reusable. That's yeah.
Hydro Flask.
Yeah. Hydro Flask.
Sponsor us.
Stanley. Whatever.
We would love some
delight.
goodies. Yeah.
But yeah, truly.
So
reusable.
When it becomes a trend.
Yes, it is.
We want it to become a trend, but forever.
Yeah, that it's always thought about, that it's always intentional, and there are choices that we make.
But we're not going to shame.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we can find other ways. It doesn't have to be that way. People don't have to shame us. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let's just live how we live. Like, with that.
Yeah, because what would be the point of just making somebody feel bad for something?
Because you're a turd, you want them to feel inferior?
Yeah. Because that goes in line with, like, we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
Here, so you should enjoy it. Keep those snarky little comments to yourself.
That's how those guys want to enjoy, that they want to be turds and they want to be mean and they want to point their finger at you and rub your nose and all the bad things that you're doing because you're not doing it right and that you're not.
I like to say I pick my own battles.
Yeah.
You know, like that shaming also goes because I can say so many things about the mom shame stuff. You know, when people are like, your kid's not wearing a coat, and as a mom of all boys, I can say, boys do not like to wear coats. It will be wintertime, and you can tell them a million times. And so if you see my kid playing outside, just know that, without a coat, just know that I tried. Or I picked my battle somewhere else.
Yeah, no.
He's fine. He's fine. Keep it to yourself, lady.
So when you pick your battles, and that's actually, I think, a really good thing to think about. So let's talk about, when you talk about picking your battles, when it comes to your kids, when it comes to being sustainable, when it comes to whatever that part of life is, when you pick your battles, I think of it, and when we think about sustainability, I think about it in ways we've talked about. What's it called? What's the word that we use?
Intentional.
No, what's the other thing? Practical sustainability.
Yes.
Because.
Or functional.
Yeah, because for us, we have to be practical in how we live our life. Like you say, cloth diapering is not for me. I'm going to use Huggies.
And Huggies, yeah. And being that brand loyal. But once you find something, then you can eliminate the need for all the other things.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like me, I mentioned it in the last episode. I will admit, I do use Ziploc bags. But I do also wash them. And I do reuse them. And then other ways in my life, I recycle almost everything possible. And everything gets in the bin. Or I'm always using the glass mason jars from the pickle jars, or I'm using this, or I'm using that.
Or we buy things from Goodwill.
The thrift stores.
One of Vicky and I's favorite thing to do is go to Goodwill.
But not just their regular Goodwill.
We like to put gloves on. And
to go to the
Goodwill
outlet where they have the bins and stuff. Yes, it is trendy now, but we were doing that way before it was trendy.
It's pretty fun.
I found my most favorite old men pants that you will actually see featured in some of our pictures and on an online.
So we're going to make it a trend. Yes. When people say, "Oh my gosh, I love your coat," we can be like, Goodwill.
Yes, this is thrifted, secondhand.
Yes, Goodwill. That's the cool thing to say.
So with that, we buy our name clothing. Brand. We buy our clothing from the Goodwill.
We're being more intentional. So if we need something new, instead of just buying it convenient, we're gonna go shop for it or make a plan to go shop for it.
Do you feel like, with the way that you live your sustainable life, like is there times when it feels like you're constrained or that you're uncomfortable with the choices that you make? Or is that part of your choosing your battles?
So over time, I've found it, for me, I like change often. So I don't like to just stick with one thing. But then I'll feel bad about using Ziploc bags. But I did go about 4 years without ever buying any Ziploc baggies. And I was using reusable ones. And then one day I was like, now with 3 kids and all of this stuff, like it would be easier to just have a gallon Ziploc baggie in the cooler instead of this one that keeps falling apart.
Yeah.
But instead of feeling guilty, I was like, okay, we're going to attempt this for a little bit. But that overall carbon footprint picture
Yeah.
is what we're looking at. So I'm going to think of it as like, this is just a temporary solution right now, but I'm going to keep it in mind, like for the future, not using it
like
regularly,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
or reusing it. We like to reuse them. I always have the Ziploc bags for like the bread items, you know, and I'll put bread on it and I'll use
Yeah.
it for crackers. I'll use
No,
it
definitely.
for, you know,
totally
the bag
know.
of things. Yeah. So, and I love them, but
But
after not
know.
using them for so long, it feels like luxury.
It does feel, I get it.
Like I'm treating myself here. And that's how I look at it.
No, I think that's good. I think for me, like when it comes to like recycling or sustainable, like for me, sometimes you see it's like, am I doing the right thing? Is this what other people would do? Is this what super recycled Sally would do? Is she gonna yell at me because today I used a paper towel instead of my cloth napkins? Is she gonna holler at me because I drank a sparkling soda out of a tin can? Or not a tin can, but an aluminum can? No, an aluminium can.
Aluminium. Yeah.
But you know, like I think like the idea of like thinking that there's someone's watching over you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, wait. You remember the one time we were at the Northwest Flower and Garden Show and there was that gentleman. Like, this is an example of, to me, that either, yes, he feels passionate about recycling.
And I'm so happy
yes,
at how we handled it.
Yeah,
Because of how our approach is, I think.
So, yeah. And so, like, so I'll give you an example. We're at this really incredible
He walked
event.
into the lion's den.
Yes.
With his plastic bottle.
We were at a huge event. My understanding is like 60,000 people come through this event. Of course, our booth is a booth that we're vending at, and we sell reusable, upcycled bags made out of plastic. He knew that, but one of the
He
first
was really
things
interested.
he was really interested. But the first thing he said, and he pulled out of his pocket, he goes, I know, I'm using a plastic bottle. And we're like,
here we are saying like, stop buying.
yeah, like
single use.
recycle
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. But then the idea that, holy smokes, this guy is so passionate about recycling.
And he's like, I'm sorry, I feel so bad about having to buy this, but they didn't. He started going on
and
about
apologizing to us
Yeah.
for his lack of choice.
And
To be honest, he didn't have any other options. Like, they didn't at the
Don't
show.
feel guilty.
At the show, they didn't give you reusable bottles
We're
to
not
fill
gonna
your
shame
tea.
anybody.
So basically, what I'm saying is like this experience we had of this stranger to us. Who knew that we were in the same passion place of like wanting to recycle and upcycle. He felt so bad, and he was apologizing to us for using this bottle. I was like, you know what? Enjoy your iced tea, because you have to make a practical choice for you right
You're
now.
here at this event trying to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and you needed a nice tea, or who knows?
But
It could have
just
been
the
a
fact
health
that he
situation.
felt guilty about it a
I
little
know,
bit.
is that he thought about it.
He thought about it, and
we
that's the first step, right?
And we said to him, "It's like, hey, you know what? We're not going to be mad at you about using this. We get it, like, you know." And we would say, like, you have a family. We live
And
a
then we were
regular
like, you
life.
can buy one of our bags and
And make up the difference.
yep.
But it was just one of those things to know, like, people walk around and are conscious of it, which is wonderful, but then also the back end of it thinking, oh man, hopefully no one made him feel bad. Or, oh man, hopefully in previous times he wasn't been shamed for using a plastic water bottle in a situation where he maybe didn't have any other choice. So that was just like something that I'm thinking about, of feeling constrained or feeling uncomfortable. And for him, he probably did feel constrained and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But that's the only choice that he had.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
So you don't need to feel.
No.
And you shouldn't make other people feel bad about it.
And it's just like, so I guess like for me also thinking about living sustainably is like, there are rules, but they're your rules, right? Like, because I think about,
Instead of
how you
shaming
do it-
your friend, just casually bring up something that you've done that you like, that you've implemented in your life that's more sustainable.
Yeah, no, actually,
No
one time-
expectations on them.
Something that was really cool, actually, one of my girlfriends, it was funny because she wasn't into them, but she thought I would be into them. So the next thing you know, okay, what are they called? The beeswax reusable covers and stuff. And so she's like, oh my gosh, you know, knowing that she's thinking about me in this way, she's like, I got you something I know you would totally be into, because she had seen me use the covers.
Yeah. The bowl covers.
They have the elastics on them. And so she's like, oh, I think you'd really like these. And so I started using those. So in addition to my Ziploc bags, I actually wrap sandwiches for my guy, for lunches or whatever we do, wrap them in that. And then just, he carries them in his backpack. Yeah. So I would feel more secure if it was in a Ziploc bag. But yeah, so then he brings both the Ziploc bag and the cloth, the cheesecloth, the wax cloth back, and then we just use it again next day. But I do love that too, is like people offering something that they think about. So either you share it with your friend,
or who
or hey, I have a cool idea.
It is a good conversation piece, or also like sharing this little tip.
Because it could be something they've never thought of. Like, oh, I didn't even think that's a thing.
And then, like, don't be afraid of, like, acknowledging your friends that helped you get that.
Yeah, hey, that was really cool. Yeah. Because I think even in my life,
sometimes I want the people that I love and respect and people that I talk with and stuff, I want to hear their
the cool things that
testimonials of what they've used. Because, being intentional when you're buying stuff.
Yeah.
Buying the cloth and stuff. Then your friend is like, I've been using them for my kids' sandwiches. And then you could be like, okay, great. She's already tried it out.
Yeah.
And I'll just trust her word.
So when we think about, like, we share with our friends the cool things that we want to do, and we want to hear from them about the cool things we're doing for, like, sharing. Can you think of, like, why maybe people wouldn't want to share? Like, if they're feeling, like, shamed about, like, sharing, like, maybe they're too sustainable, or thinking about, like, if they've been shamed about doing something wrong in sustainability, or, you know what I mean? Like, okay, wait, how about this? There's the guy that we know.
Well, or when we heard at the market when people walk by and they said, I don't even know what that means. And if we had different mindsets, it could have been like a,
So, hold on. Let's give a quick history.
Like, you girls are doing a good job, but it's not going to work.
We were also vending at another event that was in an area that we weren't sure how they would receive our reusable bags. I'm not going to shout out the name of where we were just because it's still part of our community. But it was a little bit of a bummer because Michelle heard it the most. But there was a lot of people that walked by and said, what? Yeah. What did they shout to our
when we were talking about how we were sustainable and we've helped another business become sustainable. And somebody said, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what any of that means.
Or remember, like, someone shouted, like, oh, it's too late for that.
Oh, yeah. Somebody,
or...
It's too late.
And they were thinking,
but it's not for my kids.
For us. Yeah. No, not for us. Maybe for you, but really not for you.
Here's the problem here.
Yeah. So, like, even
let me tell you something.
Making us feel bad for trying to recycle. Sheesh.
But, like, the kids are the future.
Yeah.
And we have to lead by example.
Yeah.
So really, like, it's not too late.
And I'm just thinking about, like, Mother Nature. Like, I have a garden, and I want my garden to be a delight without pollutants as much as I can. And like, I don't know. Like, it's okay. Let us
have big dreams.
Like, we just want
nobody's gonna squash these dreams.
No. I think we'll just, like, focus on the naysayers and, like, not letting us people feel bad about like the straws that are being used. Like, okay, we do know, we do want the turtles to live a nice, happy life. But sometimes straws do end up in your glass at a restaurant, whether you realized it or not. Yes, sometimes you could be really, really intentional and say, no, thank you for the straw. But sometimes it just comes. And I'm not going to lie. Every now and then, your girl loves using a straw with ice water.
Yeah.
I feel like it hydrates me.
Yeah.
But that's just in my brain. But just like, there's other ways. The thing is, like, I even think about, like, a lot of restaurants now, at least in our area, they'll ask you if you want utensils in your to-go box. And hearing, people being like, oh, you have your own utensils at home, especially if you're taking it to go. And I'm like, well, you don't know that I actually use those spoons for when I garden too. Like the plastic spoons, or I actually use the forks
for camping. I always bring them, and then we wash our plastic forks over and over and over when we're camping. Yeah,
or like the chopsticks that I get from sushi. Like, I actually use those as stakes to, like, tell people where the lettuce is in the garden. I don't know. I think we just have to, like,
pick and choose
and not make people feel inferior.
And I think it does start with, like, that intention, that overhead intention when you are making a purchase. Because in our country, where it's proven now, we're the ones that are producing the most waste because we can. Just limiting that consumption.
Yeah. I think
it's actually more rewarding when you go without something a little bit and you find that you're fine.
You're like, oh, I'm okay. I could have done without this, or I did great without
or that
it,
challenge.
Or our family did
just
fine.
Like I'm sure we'll talk about it more on other episodes, but we really do recycle. We are very resourceful. Our sewing machines have been sitting in an old dusty warehouse for
correct.
like 20 years.
Who knows?
Who knows how long? They're
long
old.
Bob had them.
Decrepit.
I can't remember.
Destined for nothing. Forever.
Literally for nothing.
And we're using them now every day.
Yeah.
We had them serviced.
Yep.
And repaired them.
Yeah.
And it's much more fulfilling to tell people, like, we recycled everything.
Yeah.
Even these free, dirty, dusty machines.
Yes.
That are now really great.
Yeah. I think, like, feeling pride in those choices of the things that you do, but then not feeling embarrassed or ashamed about the other things.
You should not feel ashamed for buying secondhand. It should be a bragging point that you were able to find something so cool.
I think now also with it being really trendy to buy secondhand, I think that makes it easier, you know, like okay, this maybe isn't something that I would have done before, but there are some really cool things people are finding or shopping for out there that I can find secondhand. So I'm going to use this, or I'm going to shop at a thrift store, and I'm going to shop at wherever to get the goods and stuff like that. I think also not being ashamed of buying secondhand, but also, like, don't be ashamed if you do have to buy those water bottles.
Yeah.
Like, you get it. There are multiple reasons. One, convenience. Two,
those birthday parties.
Yeah. Or
sports
you might
events.
have to, because maybe your situation with your water.
Yeah, if you don't have access to clean water.
Like, don't be ashamed of that, and don't let people shame you that you're making a bad choice or the wrong choice, because I feel confident that you're making choices out there that are good for the world too, right? I mean, I don't know. How do you think, like, so besides the diaper situation, have people shamed you on other things that were sustainable or not sustainable? Or, like, how you lived your life, or how you did something? So take away diapers, take away Ziploc bags, because we know that, and water bottles.
So let's go to vegans.
We love you, but don't be mean.
Don't come after us, please. We do love meat.
Yeah.
But, so, here's an example.
Okay.
Many years ago, when I had a barbecue.
Yes.
Or no, it was like a gym party, because my husband and I owned a gym, co-owned a gym with another couple. And this couple was vegan and homeschool and, went to church and
they did all
read the scriptures and all the things, everything that we are not. So, and we're light and easy, fun conversation. They were morbid, talking about vegan. Everything that we had on our plate was bad and disgusting, So we were having this party. I made everything from scratch for the gym, and she asked me if the carrots, the shredded carrots in the salad were from a bag, or if I shredded them myself. And I thought she was joking, but I was like, they're from a bag. Like, I just did all this other shit, and I coached class today, and I'm running this place, and I have 2 kids in diapers. Like, I'm not shredding the carrots.
She really asked that?
And she was like, oh, and she wouldn't eat the salad, and she told other people not to eat the salad.
Because it came in a bag.
Because the shredded carrots that come in a bag are some, like, I'm not sure what process they use to do it, but it was some this and this and this and all this other stuff.
So she probably doesn't eat baby carrots either.
No, probably not. Probably not. But she went on this tangent and was telling everybody, all of our members who pay to be there at the gym. And it was a big eye opener. I was like, we are not the same. We will never be eye to eye. I'm going to eat these. I'm going to eat this whole salad then.
Yeah. Aw.
But then, of course, there was that people were just like, I don't care where the carrots come from. I'm eating a salad.
Yeah. Jeez, Louise.
But then, of course, every time I would see, like, shredded carrots in a bag, I would have that thought of like, should I not? That shame almost,
Yeah, you like thinking like second thought, like it came to your brain again, like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
These
and
carrots.
Of course I shred carrots occasionally when I need to. But at the time, it was easier to just buy it bagged.
Okay, peeps, we're going to take a break. Right after these messages, we'll be right back. Hey, Recoup friends, this is Vicky. If you're not already shopping with local businesses, you should, because they are way more sustainable. The perfect store where you can get everything you need locally is Petrichor in Everett, Washington. Petrichor is a general store for the modern dweller, rooted in time-honored traditions and design, with a focus on thoughtfully made and sustainable products. Visit www.petrichorliving.com to plan your visit for sustainable goods, and that includes our bags. So get shopping. See you soon.
So my carrot story is just one of many, many examples.
No, yeah. But you were just saying thank you therapy because then you could talk about the overcoming.
Because it's a deeper root thing than that. If somebody's going out of their way to shame me on something because, like, really, it was a salad kit in this bowl.
Yeah.
And you could tell that it was a salad kit with like croutons and the little seeds and stuff like that. It was just salad kit. I didn't have time to make a
salad kit.
It's easy peasy. It's such an easy way to get your veggies. And so she obviously knew that I did not shred the carrots. So it was just shaming me, putting me down in my moment. And now that I've learned that that's just what happens when people are having their own insecurities about something.
Yeah.
You know, like in therapy, we learn like hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. No,
so
that's true.
I don't take it personal, and that probably makes them mad.
Yeah,
that you didn't
take action.
Yeah,
or that they didn't get a rise out of you.
Yeah, so because life goes on.
Well, also like the word inferiority just keeps popping up in my brain again and again, but like it's one of those things. It's like when you shame people, whether it's the shredded carrots or not recycling enough or putting your kid in Huggies. It's like, what's it to you? Why do you have a stick up your butt about what I'm doing because I'm doing what's best in my life for my family or whatever? But then it's just this inferiority that you're trying to make someone else feel. And I've
learned a lot about it too, that inferiority complex and superiority complex actually mean the opposite. So inferior is like when you're using I went to college, so I know this. When somebody didn't, and they're using that as like putting them down.
To the other person.
But then the superiority complex actually means when somebody's using like their hard times like as a victim to make somebody else think that they're not there. So yeah, so like you wouldn't understand. You haven't been there.
I've been through this and it's my hard life and
and using that as like a way to get power.
Yes. Dang it.
So once you realize that and you see how people can like deliver it,
thank goodness to therapy, right?
Yes. Then you're like, wow, that person must need a hug.
Yes. So here's our therapy for you guys. We're going to give you a great big hug because you're making great choices and you're doing what you need to do for your family and for yourself and to live sustainable.
And don't let the shamers get to you.
Yeah. That's sad. Eat your shredded carrots from a bag.
Yeah,
eat
or
those
salad
baby
kit.
carrots.
It's better to eat
eat
bag
something.
salad
We want you to
than
eat
no salad.
Yeah. We eat something.
Because you don't have time and you just worked so long.
I know.
And you're doing everything for everyone else. Have a salad kit.
And just don't, and in addition to that, the shaming, fear-mongering in life, but with whatever it is, your choices that you're making for yourself. Like for me, when I feel put in a place where someone's trying to shame me or something, it kind of is paralyzing because it's like, well, what do I do? Do I go left, right, up, down? What am I supposed to do with this? But as you have experience and you have knowledge and then you feel more confident in yourself and the choices that you're making, it won't feel so bad. So like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Make your choices. If you drink out of a plastic water bottle, that's okay. Do the best you can to recycle it and then find other ways.
Or use it a few times before you throw it away.
And then, or find other ways in your life to compensate, how you, by riding a bicycle every now and then, or taking a walk to wherever you need to go, or, different.
Yeah. Supporting a small sustainable business.
Yeah.
And
man. I'm really sorry about your carrot story.
I know. If you were there,
I would have been so sad.
oh yeah.
I would have eaten all the salad in front of her and been like, look at these shredded carrots.
Yeah. It all goes hand in hand.
I guess to say at the end of this,
Laugh in their faces.
is enjoy your bag salad kits. Enjoy the Huggies. Enjoy the Ziploc bags. Us Recoup ladies, we're not going to shame you. Because we all know we're out here doing the best that we can.
And again, we'll just keep doing our part here.
Yeah, and we'll keep learning together. And we'll share all the cool things that we learn.
And I'm excited to learn more.
Yeah, me too. And I want to share all the cool things that we learned. And like I said last time, but I really mean it. Don't forget to recycle,
Reduce and recoup.
recoup. That's what we do.
It is.
Okay, peeps. We will chat with you later. See you next time.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle, tell the peeps.
Also,
Tell the peeps.
we do have a tip jar.
Oh, yeah? What's the tip
It's an
jar?
imaginary tip jar,
Yeah?
but we
It
do
could be
accept
real.
them. Yeah.
It could be real.
Buy
Get
us
us
a
a coffee. Get us a tea. Want to buy us a scone? We're all about that life. We love and appreciate all your support. Thank you for listening. We can't wait to talk to you until next time. All right. Okay, love you. Bye.